Hey everyone, I'm Steve Beale, a writer and presenter for the British Association of Anger Management. And today I'm talking to Cameron, who's one of the students on our Anger Academy course, where we are creating new anger management coaches to combat the rage and stress epidemic. Cameron, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Steve. Hi there.
So right now you're on the training course.
Yes, that's right.
The Anger Academy. Head over to anger.academy, the website, if anyone wants to hear more right now. And you're going to tell us a little bit about your experiences on the course. You're kind of halfway through it right now. Is that the case?
Well, we're coming to the end now. I guess we've got 1 month left of a 6-month course. So, yeah.
Right. And how are you feeling sort of nearing the end of it all? Has it been hard work?
It's been hard work, but it's also been a lot of fun as well, and enlightening. Yeah.
So tell us a bit about how you found yourself training as a anger, stress and anxiety coach.
Sure. Well, I guess that starts about 15, 16 years ago. I did the Beating Anger course with Mike back in 2006. And then I guess I was a angry, young, misunderstood man. And the Beating Anger course kind of opened my eyes to make me realize that maybe it's just, rather than being misunderstood myself, and sort of opened my eyes to a new world. And then in the meantime, as I've studied a lot of coaching and used a lot of coaching in my business life. And I've always had the anger there, both as a challenge for me to handle, but as something I've always found fascinating. And the anger management and what I learned with Mike, sort of the way it changed my life a long time ago, kept going back to it. And I guess it's just sort of a seed that stayed in my mind. And then when I heard about the Anger Academy, having been kept in contact with Mike over the years through social media and been in contact with him at various times, I've had various difficulties. I thought, that's for me. It's something that I can merge together with my existing life, what I've studied, and bring everything together.
Oh, dude, we might have to do that again because you froze.
Okay. Oh, of course. Yeah, no, I haven't got the best internet here. I'm on a SIM card internet.
So that's something to be envied. So we're going to go through that again really quickly, if that's all right. Okay.
Sure.
You did great, by the way.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
All right. So Cameron, tell us a bit about how you found your way onto the Anger Academy course.
Well, that starts probably about 15, 16 years ago. I first came across BAM back in about, I think it was 2006, when I was an angry and misunderstood young man. And following the Beating Anger course, I think, Mike changed my life. Probably simply by offering some compassion and opening up my eyes to what I was misunderstanding. In the intervening times, followed Mike and BAM on social media over the years, and so the ideas kept trickling through. Also, I've studied in the meantime as well a lot of coaching for my business life. And then when the idea of Anger Academy came up, I just thought, that's a perfect merge to use my life experience and my challenges with anger with what I've learned in coaching, and to hone it together with the anger management. And so I thought, absolutely. I didn't think a second about it.
Your cool and collected demeanor is testament to the power of the British Association of Anger Management. But this is really interesting that you are kind of already thinking about incorporating what you're learning at Anger Academy into more of a sort of vocational coaching aspect. Is that right?
Well, no, I want to keep it, at least to start with, anger-related coaching. And I've used coaching as a management tool, if you like. And, you know, over the years, I've learned that to bring the best out of people, first of all, I've got to bring out the best out of myself. And so through coaching, being aware of what I'm bringing to the table at any time is the first step to trying to get the best out of anyone else. What I've learned with the Anger Academy, at least to start with, I want to really concentrate on anger and, you know, help others learn what I've learned about, you know, anger's not a big bad beast. It's just something that we need to learn a new way of managing. And once we have learned that, so many other benefits can come forward as well.
And how have you found the course in terms of an academic exercise? Because sometimes people retrain and they find it harder than they think they're going to.
Yeah, well, we had quite a lot of pre-course reading to do, and some of that was challenging in that it was quite academic. But getting through that and then bringing it to the course, Mike's got this ability to just bring it all together. And so, you know, we've studied the theory, and maybe the first few sessions were a little bit dry on the theory. But then as things progressed, we just sort of saw this sort of natural way into then applying the theory. Whether, I'm just trying to think now, yeah, we may be looking at facilitation theory and the different steps of facilitation guidelines, then looking at the theory around course planning, and then we're given practice to create a mini module, doing it as part of a team or doing it individually, and then presenting and facilitating it. It's just a great way to bring it all together.
Absolutely. And what surprised you about the course?
Well, on the example just last week, I guess, is a little detail example of something that surprised me. I've never thought of myself as artistic. I can't write very well. Terrible at drawing, at least I'd say I'm terrible at drawing. And some of the exercises we did at the beginning gave me a chance to use art to sort of discover a bit more within me. And through that, I've sort of recognized I've got a bit of an artistic vein in me as well. Maybe not a strong one, but it's certainly something that surprised me. But more than that, I think, I guess the course is full of surprises because it's, as well as learning about facilitation and learning about anger management, we've also been learning a lot about ourselves. And so as a result, I've, you know, recognized lots of blind spots that I have, maybe what I bring when I'm interacting with somebody, and, you know, just by changing some of my habits, how different the interactions can be. So yeah, lots of blind spots have been opened up for me.
And it's compelling, is it? Because the profession involves more than just the material, doesn't it? It also involves you having to maintain a certain psychological level. It involves you having to facilitate groups. It involves you having to deal one-on-one with some challenging situations as well. What do you think is going to be the hardest bit for you going forward?
Well, I guess I've already been working with an individual client, which has been going fairly well. I guess at times dealing with groups, there's going to be some challenges there. Maybe if someone's challenging myself, how I can deal with that challenge and keep everything calm and also safe. Because I think one of the main things we've learned is the importance of making the whole team, the whole group you're with, feel safe at all times. That way, what I've seen about maybe sharing when I put myself on the edge, put myself out there a bit, I've learned so much more and gained so much more. But I've done that because Mike's had this way of making us always feel safe at all times. And so that's something I really want to work on. And maybe if I get challenged at any time, that's where I'll have a bigger challenge myself to keep it safe.
And what would you say was the biggest advantage of Anger Academy over any kind of comparable courses that might be out there?
Well, to be honest, Steve, I didn't go looking for lots of other options because of the history following the Beating Anger course, which completely changed the way I look at the world quite a few years ago. Being in contact and knowing Mike over the years, when I found this opportunity, for me, it was a no-brainer just to go straight there. Since enrolling on Anger Academy, I guess I've Googled a couple of times, and to be honest, there's nothing that really caught my eye. Also living the Anger Academy as I have over the last 6 months, I've got no reason to regret having made this choice as well.
And what do you think the future is for the practice in general? Only over the last couple of days, I've read a lot online about how stressed and angry people are right now. Apparently, there's been 2,500 violent incidents on aeroplanes so far this year already. And in 2019, there were only 165 comparable incidents in the whole year. So what do you think the future is for anger management?
Well, as you say, there's lots of anger out there. And lots of people expressing anger in unhealthy manners. At the same time, I think mental health is also become a topic with far less stigma around it. And I think now people feel less ashamed about reaching out for help and looking to work on themselves. So with the anger that's there and the trends there are that people feel happier to go somewhere to work on themselves. I think there's a huge positive.
So, dude, before we wrap up, is there anything you particularly want to say about your time on the course or how you feel about yourself as a coach?
Time on the course it's been fantastic. It's been challenging. I've learned a lot about myself as well as learning about facilitation and more about anger management. I've been very lucky in the preparation because I decided to join Anger Academy as soon as word came out about it. I also had the opportunity to follow Mike on a couple of Beating Anger courses. So whereas initially I'd done a weekend intensive, I've also seen the 10-week Zoom version of it as well. And being able to balance that and see the benefit, the differences for each of the types of course, has been a huge benefit for me.
Thank you, Cameron. That's absolutely marvelous.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, that's it. We've got to do the little pregnant pause at the end.
Yeah,
so I always used to forget when I was real TV screens.
A couple of times I realized that I'd forgotten a question when I was coming to the end of what I was saying. So
yeah, don't you worry, mate. It was fine.
I don't know if you want me to add on anything that might make it seem a little bit more.
Only if have you got stuff you want to say?
I wrote a couple of things down before. Let me just see. For example, that last question, what was it? I completely
It was,
forgot
yeah,
the
what do you
question.
think, yeah, what do you think the kind of future is for anger management?
No, but then there was another question after that.
It was, ooh,
Oh, just if I wanted to add anything else, I think.
yeah,
Wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were things that I could have gone over actually right at the beginning, things like how there's some questions that you might have a massive answer to, and others
Yeah.
that you just go, oh, actually, I
Yeah.
hadn't thought about that.
Um,
So there's things like,
oh, now
have
you
you,
froze.
oh dear, so have you. Well, I always do all these old-fashioned techniques, like kind of reducing the window and everything. Here goes, well, so that there are things like, you know, do you know what you're going to do with your training?
Yeah, I can talk to that actually. Because you know, I'm looking to do this initially in my spare time. So I don't know if you want to ask me. You know,
No, well, it's fine because we're going to edit it. You see.
Oh, okay.
So it's all right. But I tell you, yeah. So have you got a clear idea of what you're going to do with your training when you finish?
Well, I guess one of the things we've seen with lockdown is that, you know, so much is doable by Zoom now, which wasn't even imagined previously. Which, you know, this is going to let me start my anger management practice, which I'm going to be doing in Italy. I live in Italy, via Zoom. So I'm going to do this in addition to my day job, if you like, and then see what happens. And you know, hopefully I can gradually build it up. But you know, it's enabling me to not compromise what my existing career is, and just sort of add something to it.
What are you most excited about? Sorry, about being a coach once you get in there, once you get in the trenches.
Well, I've worked in business most of my life, you know, which is, you know, very much about numbers, getting the most out of anything, and you know, taking full advantage of any opportunity. Dealing with anger management and individuals around anger management is the complete opposite, and there's no concept of getting the most out of or anything there. It's all about what you can give as a facilitator to enable the other person, the person who's in front of you, to achieve things for themselves. So it's just a big change for me, and a complete change in focus.
And did you want to do it full time eventually?
Maybe. We'll see what happens. You know, I think, you know, starting a practice like this just gives me complete flexibility to see how it works, how effective I am, and then take it from there.
And how do you think you're going to build your client base up? Have you've been thinking about that?
Well, I've got some professional contacts. I'll be working with them. I'll be working a lot in social media, and also one of the modules on Anger Academy, which we haven't covered yet, is the business side of it. And so, you know, when we deal with the business side of it on the course, I'll be, you know, taking a lot of extra notes there. So I guess, you know, I've still got to complete my the business development part of it.
Well, you've got a very good teacher, excuse me, you've got a very good teacher there as well. Of course, Mike's run BAM now for about 25 years, and he's run several other very successful businesses as well. So just another advantage of the Anger Academy training, everybody. Cameron, anything else that you want to tell the viewers?
I think that's all from me.
Marvelous. Thank you ever so much, guys. That's Cameron Goldie. He's one of our students on the Anger Academy course right now. You want to find out more about the world's #1 training course for anger management coaches, you get over to anger.academy That's our website, where you'll find tons of resources about the curriculum and about what it can bring both you and people around you in the wider world as well. Thanks ever so much, everyone. And thank you, Cameron, again.
Thank you.